Well, hey guys, it's Friday afternoon. It is about 4:15 Friday afternoon. This is Dave coming to you from obviously the fire pit out back here in Southern Maryland. Walk up and show you what we're smoking tonight. Uh, so we're doing the Perdomo 10th anniversary champagne. This is a fabulous cigar. So last night I was smoking the Perdomo 30th anniversary. This is the 10th, the champagne 10th anniversary. I consider this a better stick than the 30th anniversary. I know a lot of people would disagree with me. It's a little bit shorter, a little bit thicker. Anyway, it's a wonderful smoke. All right, guys, so what you have right here, that's Echo, the golden, and Sasha's the German. And these are the two I call Thelma and Louise. They're my two females. And boy, they got it. My females got a little bit of a pain in the ass factor to them. They're like 80 or 90% good, but like 5-10% bad. Anyway, they like each other sometimes, so they hang out. I'm getting the Germans through the fence there. Anyway, Echo likes to lay here and make me feel bad, like, why aren't you letting me out? She'll run away. That's where the 10% bad comes in. She'll run away if I let her out unrestricted. She'll take off. And the more I call her back, the more I seem to scare her. So anyway, just wanted to introduce you to Thelma and Louise. There's a nice shot of her. She's a sweet dog. I love her. But I have to recognize where she's bad, and that's she can't come out here unless she's on a leash. All right, so it's 4:15 in the afternoon. I know that much. We still got about half hour of light left. I'll go ahead and fire up the stick here. I think my old lighter's starting to die. Very sad. I've had this thing 30 years. Like I said, a wonderful stick. Nice and light, just like the 30th anniversary of the 10th champagne is a very nice, light, slightly spicy, probably mild plus in strength, mild plus in flavor. So if you like a light smoke, I highly recommend the 10th anniversary champagne from Perdomo. So it's a little bit colder today. It's about 35, maybe 33 now. Temperature's dropping quick now that the sun is gone. Yeah, the sun has gone down. We might get another sunset though. If we do, I'll show it to you again. We'll see. So it's perfect weather for a fire. You know, it's a little bit cloudy out, but mostly clear. Say 35 degrees, no breeze, no wind. Anne-Marie's off with her two best friends again at a Christmas market in downtown Annapolis, which is about 30-40 minutes north of us. So I'm home alone again. All the dogs are happy. Perfect time to come out and have a nice cigar and spend an hour with you guys. So I mentioned some dog pictures a couple videos ago, and I forgot by the time I assembled the video together. I forgot about it. So I'm going to go ahead and do it now before I forget. So there's several pictures you've got to see. One is my dogs, my Goldens, all three Goldens lined up on the couch watching Christmas dog TV. Pretty funny. They actually watch TV. It's pretty funny. And if I put on an animal show, Chance loves the animal shows. So anyway, first picture will be the three Goldens, Chance, Echo, and Finn watching Christmas TV. And the second one is Finn laying on our porch this morning on a couch in our sun porch with it's his pink duck, but we call it his Nib Nib. And he looks pretty cute. So I just wanted to show that to you as well. It's nice. Fire's coming up, starting to give off the heat. Feels good. It's best out here in the fire pit when it's cold enough you really want to feel the heat, but not so cold. Like I couldn't do this in Wyoming. I couldn't do it in when it's 0 degrees out, I don't think. But sitting out here, it's 30 degrees, no breeze. It's kind of perfect with that nice hot fire coming up. Perfect. Imagine this is how Scott feels, Hoosier Marshall, when his wood stove fires up in that nice. He's got that beautiful man cave now, and that really nice wood stove in it. So I know when that thing's fired up and warm, this is probably what it feels like. So a bunch of you have been asking me about UFOs and drones and put my thoughts out on video on them. So I separate them into those two categories. I don't think they're one subject, by the way. So for the UFOs, so I want to talk about the larger I thought of UFOs. I sure do want to believe in UFOs, but right now I'm doubting Thomas. I can't put my finger in the holes yet. So I've never seen one myself, and so I don't really believe in them yet. I sure would like to. In the movie Contact from back in the 90s, there was a great answer. He said, the question was asked, do you believe in UFOs or life in other planets? And the dad said, well, I sure hope so, because it'd be an awful waste of space otherwise. Which is kind of where I am. I think it's awfully arrogant to think we're the only intelligent life on the trillions upon trillions of stars out there. I think it's awfully arrogant to think God only worked on one planet, so, and that it was on us. So I have a feeling there's other stuff out there. There's other life out there. I don't know if they would bother coming to see us too much, but we'll see. But so on UFOs, my general belief is I don't believe in them yet. I want to, but I need to stick my fingers in the holes, and I can't find the holes yet. But I do believe, I want to believe, because I do think it's awfully arrogant to think otherwise. But with all the news events over the last year or two on UFOs, I consider it essentially a distraction. You know, the government's, it's become okay to talk about it. Some people think it's because there's going to be some big announcement that we've known there's UFOs forever. I tend to think it's more of a distraction from a government that would prefer to have us talking about UFOs than the debt level or the budget deficit or the southern border, you know, or Hunter Biden, or so they put these stories out and they kind of keep it in the news and it make it semi-legitimate. It's obviously not totally legitimate. There's no, you know, with the technology we have, if they were truly out there, we'd have pictures and photos and videos, and it'd stop being so grainy and so far away and so hard to see. So for UFOs, I believe that what we've seen over the last couple of years is purely a distraction. Like, make sure you look in this hand, and so you can ignore what this hand is doing. So that's my opinion on what's going on with UFOs. I also think the subject of UFOs is one of those, you know, pay attention globally, but act locally, prepare locally. You know, I mean, it's fun to talk about it and watch videos about it and spend time on it and get distracted by it. But you know, our time is spent much better getting ourselves, starting our side businesses, working up our investments, working overtime, working extra shifts, stacking cash, um, you know, doing the things that we need to do to be prepared for our own lives and not be distracted by such things like UFOs. I mean, it's really something, spend an hour on and then move on, just let it go. You know, don't let the shit that you need to get done in life get delayed because, you know, we're off studying and worrying about UFOs. So on the drones, It's really a whole nother subject. It's been a story in the news now for almost 2 weeks, which means it's probably getting ready to get shuffled out of the news cycle. That's the train derailments. Remember those for a couple of weeks? It was, we were getting train derailments, and then it was Boeing, then it was Ukraine, then it was Hezbollah, then it was Hamas, it was the Gaza Strip, then back to Ukraine. We're kind of on this. Then it was the recession, and then it was inflation. So it's gonna switch up. Then it was the hurricanes. When was the last time we heard a news story about North Carolina? So I have a feeling it's just another big news story that will roll out of the public eye here in the next couple of weeks. Well, no, wait, I said out loud, so we'll know. If I'm sitting here in a couple of weeks doing a fireside chat about drones, I was completely off base. So it's my opinion that we are absolutely complicit with whatever it is. I don't even know. The bottom line is I don't know what it is. But I have two thoughts. One is even our incompetent government and our incompetent military leadership would not allow such surveillance without some sort of reaction. The DoD spokeswoman came out and said, "Oh, nothing to see here, nothing to worry about," which means I think it's them doing it. We also be complicit in a much more dangerous way, and that is if you look at the list of people that Biden has pardoned. He did his son last week, but he did yesterday or the day before he did 1,600 I think people out of the White House staff got complete pardons for all crimes committed, which I think's kind of wrong. I mean, more than kind of wrong, but it's not a pardon of a specific crime. It's a pardon for all actions and activities and all crimes that may have been committed. So I think Hillary was on that list too. But somebody who was on that list was a known Chinese intelligence operative, and Biden pardoned him of all crimes against the United States. So either our military's conducting this, or they're allowing someone else to do it, and they know about it, and we're complicit with it. The other thought I have is they obviously aren't being too discreet. So the drones are all lit up quite brightly. You can see them from a mile away. You can see them when they're lined up. They're in no way trying to be covert about it. So that tells me as well that it's something we're doing. I imagine if it was someone else doing like this theory about they're all Iranian drones, and there's an Iranian mothership off the coast of the East Coast that's essentially a small aircraft carrier that's been modified. Supposedly Iran has two of them. They've converted or built two drone motherships that look like small aircraft carriers. Now, I think it's probably true that they have them. I really haven't done my research. But to think that the one is parked off the east coast of the United States running all these drones, I think is a little far-fetched. So anyway, I think it's either we're doing it or we're complicit with who's doing it. And mainly because they're not being covert. They're being quite overt about it. And DOD has come out and said, hey, yeah, there's nothing to worry about here, nothing to see. And he pardoned one of the main intelligence officers against the United States out of China. So all that together, that's kind of where I am on the drone story. I'll be honest with you, I've only watched 2 or 3 drone footage videos. I've spent 20 minutes on the subject. It's just not something that's captured my interest. I've been too busy here locally to spend much time on it. So I want to show you guys a couple pictures of my dogs. About every day about 8:30 we head over to the paddock. That's where I get all my investing done, all my work done. My office is essentially moved out of my home here and into the paddock, so I do all my work over there. And God, I swear the dogs can tell time, because about 8:20, 8:25, Ranger starts getting really antsy and starts rounding me up like, hey, dude, we got to go to work, man. I think he sees it as his job to secure the paddock, and he can't do that from home. So he gets really nervous until we get over there. But once he's been over there and secured the paddock and make sure it's okay and checked out the neighbors and all the weird sounds and made sure the whole neighborhood knows he's there, he then gets pretty comfortable. So I want to show you a picture here of what my primary guard dog system looks like. And then I also want to show you what my emergency backup guard dog system looks like. They're both in the same state of readiness in these photos. So it's pretty funny, but it's they pretty much do this every day. It's a really nice midday break for my dogs and my wife too, because the Goldens, they don't want to operate at German level every day, so all day long. So we get like from 5 to 8:30, so three and a half hours where we're all together. Amory comes down for a hour of coffee, and then we get a 5-6 hour break, and then we come back over, and there's like a little mini reunion, and they love it, and they go play. Then we have dinner together, and they kind of all sleep together while we watch that final hour of TV at night. It's just a nice system. Keeps my wife from being overdogged. But I think if the Germans were here all day long, they'd wear my wife out too. So we don't have a sunset to show you, but I've got a full moon rising up through the sticks of the trees here. Full moon on a Friday the 13th. So it is a good night to be at home. Anyway, just a nice shot. You know, it's funny. There we go. I was gonna say the camera makes it appear brighter than it really is. Anyway, hope you guys are home. Hope you guys are safe, because Friday the 13th, full moon, statistically a bad time to be out and about. Well, as you can see, it's gone full dark. Like I said, that's my favorite time. So we start the video out in almost full daylight, then we go blue dark, then we go dark dark. I love it. Amory came out, she got home, came out and chatted with me. Oh, that when she comes out and we have a little fireside chat, it's nice. Wonderful cigar, by the way. Hey, you guys like CEO school stuff, so I've got one for you. A great habit to get in is to give your future self a gift. It's probably a fancy way of saying don't procrastinate, but what I mean by that is, you know, like tonight, you know, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Dave should give 8 a.m. Dave a gift. You know, empty the dishwasher tonight versus wait for it in the morning. Or Friday, Dave, do laundry, and Saturday, Dave, give Saturday, Dave a gift. Sometimes it's easier to get things done if you think, hey, you know what, I'm going to give my tomorrow self a gift. I'm going to give my next week self a gift. With Anne-Marie, with Lauren. Lauren gets home tomorrow evening, so usually around, I think she gets in around 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. Pretty sweet to have my daughter home, get her home for almost 3 weeks. But since she's going to be home starting tomorrow, I thought I wanted to finish up my gold profit project, which involved me taking some of my physical gold and selling it back to the bullion house. And that meant taking secure boxes to shipping centers. And I needed to get 5 more done. And so I gave my Monday self a gift. I got everything done today. So my gold profit taking the physical side of the project is over now. I'm done. I don't have to make this long run to the shipping centers anymore. So that's an example of Friday Dave giving Monday Dave a gift. So with that part of the project done, that buys me 3 hours a day back. I've been all last week and all this week, about 3 hours a day into my profit-taking project, which again is a rich guy problem, I understand. But now it's all in the electronic side. The funds will get transferred into my operating account, and then I'll transfer the funds into my crypto accounts starting next week. I've started laying, so I've layered in. I've got 2 layers, 2 tranches, if you want to sound really intelligent. Tranche is just French, I think, for layer. I've got layered in. I've 2 layers into my XRP. I haven't done any Flare or XLM yet, but I will next week. So anyway, it's a little update on the crypto side. But anyway, back on the CEO school side, get in the habit of giving your future self a gift. And try to give every day. Try to do something for your tomorrow guy or your next week guy. It's a nice practice to get into. So one other CEO idea is delegation. We typically tend to think of delegation as something we do at work, but I'll suggest to you that it works well on the personal side too. There's something that takes up a lot of your time, a lot of your clock time. Remember, I told you that your clock time is your most valuable asset. And so if you have stuff that takes up your clock time, and it's even at the personal side here at the house, I've got a couple examples for you here. I used to mow my own grass here at the house, and it took me about 6 hours to get it all done. You know, there's 6 acres here, and to get it all mowed and trimmed and cleaned up, it took me about 6 hours. Then I ended up buying a much better mower, a 0-turn 72-inch big wide mower, but 0-turn, it cut it down from 6 hours to about 3 or 4, but it was still 3 or 4 hours a week. Sometimes, a lot of times, if it's rainy at all, it's twice a week. So I finally ended up hiring a lawn service. It really wasn't that much money. Now you can spend a lot of money, but if you're just hiring somebody to come by once a week and mow your grass, it's really not that much money. So that's one example in my house that I cut out almost a day's labor by hiring somebody to come and mow my grass. And we have since added leaf cleanup, and we've added spring cleanup and edging and mulching and stuff. So you can certainly bump the price up, but it has changed my life. And I don't think I've mowed my own grass now for about 10-12 years. And getting rid of those huge seasonal things, the fall cleanup, the fall leaf cleanup, that's huge on our property. Have that gone is nice. They come by 2 or 3 times, but God, that used to take me days upon days every fall. And then the spring cleanup is nice. It'd take us a week to do it, and they come by with the crew and get it done in a day. So things get mulched more often than they used to. The other thing is we've got a really nice set of ponds, and we used to get in there and clean them, and boy, that is just a horrible job. So we pay a guy to come by once a month just to touch the ponds up, and it costs almost nothing. I think he charged me $100 a month, and it's changed our life, and we don't have to deal with the pond. They look good all month long, all year long. And the third thing I'll tell you is, from my wife's perspective, she just cleaning the house was something that was just a burden for her. And so rather than kind of fight that burden, we hired Marva, my God, 25 years ago. And she comes by. We switch it from time to time, but she comes by every Thursday. Sometimes we switch her to every other Thursday. But our house is now cleaned every Thursday, and that changed my wife's life. So those are 3 examples here at my house where we delegated it to somebody else. The other example is on the horse farm. It's a 60-acre farm. I used to mow it myself, and we've had it now 12 years. And for about the first 4 or 5 years, I mowed it myself, all 60 acres, and that took basically all day Saturday and Sunday. So I'd work all week, and then I'd mow all day Saturday and Sunday, and finally I delegated that as well. And now we have an employee that does it, so it doesn't cost me at all close to what it used to. Anyway, those are just 3 examples of delegation in your personal life, or 4 examples that come from the personal side that can really carve out clock time for you to do what I talked about in a prior video. Your highest and best use is not mowing the grass, is not cleaning ponds, is not cleaning your house. If you have particularly either meaningful things to do with your family or revenue generating things, if you spend $100 on somebody doing your pond work, and I spend those that day, instead of spending it in the pond, I spend it making money. It's a much higher and better use for me. So just a couple examples. All right, guys, we're coming to the end of the cigar. We're coming to the end of the drink. Fire's starting to burn down. Video's gone long enough. Like I always say, I love doing these videos. I love this time. I forgot. I don't know if you do that. You forget sometimes how great something is, and I had forgotten from last April how much I love doing this. So anyway, hope you're safe tonight, Friday the 13th. Hope you got a really good weekend in front of you. Hope you're enjoying the holiday season. We're in the middle of Christmas season. I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas again. I really hope you're taking time to enjoy this season. It'll be December 26th or January 2nd before you know it. So hopefully you're taking time to enjoy this special time of year. All right, guys, may God bless you. May God bless your life and those in your life and around you. May He turn His ear towards your prayer, and may He make His face shine upon you. Good night, everybody. Talk to you later.